Mami, mami, אמונה שלינו ותהיה המשיח, אני מאמין.
Here we go.
This is your announcer, Chuck Landington, welcoming you to the Metal Injection Livecast. Looks like our pal Phil Anselmo is touring old Pantera material again. Don't worry though, I've asked my good friend Steve Autotune to help Phil out, so the vocals will sound top-notch. Oh, and also, all white power references, jokes, will be conveniently edited out. Don't say we never did anything for you, Phil. Anyway, here's the Metal Injection Livecast.
We are here to help.
You don't know me.
I think we do. Welcome to the Metal Injection Livecast. It's Rob here with Noah.
Hi.
Sid.
Hello.
Darren.
Bonjour.
And our special guest, Zach Amico, sitting back in on the show. Welcome back to the show, Zach.
Thank you for having me back, guys. Love you guys. It's very nice to be here.
Feeling is mutual.
Yeah. Thank you. It is a pleasure to have you back. And you, dear listener, dear livecaster, can be a part of the show. Just dial 213-WIDE-NUT. It's 213-943-3688. And of course, if you're listening to the archive, you can always submit feedback by emailing hatemail@metalinjection.net. Send us a voice memo. Do what you need to do. Get in touch with us.
And Rob, also remind them, if they're listening in the archive, when do we do this show live?
We do this show live.
Some of us do before the show, actually.
And after the show.
During.
There was an occasion. But,
Dirty duty.
Whoa!
we are live every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
3:30 Pacific Standard.
I have a question. Does Europe have its own time zones?
It's Eastern Daylight
This is
Time
daylight
right now.
right. Get it.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
come on, Rob.
I fucked
Jesus
it up.
Christ.
Do they have like Eastern time zones in Europe?
No, they have their own time. We're the Eastern Time Zone. There's only one Eastern Time Zone.
Yeah, they have time zones, but they're not.
Yeah,
they
they're
have
called
different
something
names.
else.
They have like Benny Hill time zone and
Right.
Baron Munchausen's
Yes.
time zone. It's very European references.
Yeah.
Greenwich Village Mean Time.
Yeah, we have that here. I thought no.
I can
Yeah.
tell you what time zone all the trains run on time in, though.
Oh, yeah?
The Mussolini zone.
What is it?
He got it.
I got the
I
joke.
see.
It's the Holocaust.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of, kind of.
Holocaust adjacent. Noah.
Adjacent. Okay.
Episode title, maybe.
Well, speaking of the Holocaust, Slayer announced their final leg of their last tour ever.
Mhm.
Their last
Okay,
date.
how many of these are they doing? Like,
Yeah.
how many legs
This is
do
the
they
third,
have?
This is the
Slayer?
third U.S. leg.
If you add all of them up,
Yeah.
about 5 legs they have.
Yeah.
at
But-
this
It's
point.
a turducken of tours, a turducken, if you will. I just came up with that. Thank you.
Zach, are you a Slayer fan?
Not so much. I get it. It's cool, but not my thing.
Have you ever seen them live?
No.
Will you go on this last leg?
They are definitely on their last leg.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to call it as a band when somebody tries to carve the name of your band in their arm, but they have no blood left in that.
A big poof of dust comes out.
I guess that's a good way to know you gotta. But yeah, Slayer, their last
Mhm.
tour.
Sure.
This is your last chance to see them live and alive, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, well, some of them.
Right.
But the support will come from Ministry, Primus, and Phil Anselmo and the Illegals performing a vulgar display of Pantera. That's the advertised billing for the.
I'd
opening
rather
act.
see all three of those bands together than Slayer.
Well, then you could just leave early.
That's a great idea. Oh,
Yeah,
oh
but-
wait, I'm sorry. I assumed that it was one on each part of the tour. Oh, it's going to be all three and then Slayer?
They're all
Oh.
exactly.
How long
It's
is
a
that
4-band
show?
bill.
Jesus Christ.
They keep it moving.
Well, Slayer
a-
only has the standard to do like 17 minutes
Yeah.
now anyway. So.
No, I think no. They do like an hour, 45 minutes. Oh, not like an hour 15, something like that.
Slayer only does an hour 15.
Let me see. They might do a little more, but yeah,
How much of it is like right-wing rants by Tom Araya?
None of it. No, it's not.
Does he ever do karate on stage? Isn't he like a black belt in karate?
You're thinking of Elvis. I think
He does. He did. Him and his family, I believe, they do jujitsu, right?
it's just an excuse for him to kick his daughter in the mouth.
I don't
Does
think
he have a daughter?
He does.
Electra?
No.
Electra
No,
Araya?
that's Dave Mustaine.
He should have done some Aikido on that fucking spider before Big Jeff. Where was Tom? Slacker.
Maybe he sent the spider. Maybe he kicked it at Jeff. He's like a ninja star, except it was a spider.
You're saying
Now we have to cut the profits one less way.
So you'll have me believe that Tom and this spider were in cahoots.
Yes.
Oh,
It was an inside spider.
holy shit!
Check YouTube.
Goodness.
Rob does not look amused by this.
Oh no, I'm looking up what.
Breaking news: Tom working in league with the spider that bit Jeff Hanneman.
Deuterino, I need you to Photoshop Tom Araya conspiring with a spider, like a darkly lit room. Do it.
Like they're both facing the camera, like caught. They just realized that the camera's.
Oh no! We've been found out.
This is now getting inappropriate. Now that I've checked back in.
We actually
Cuts to a blurry spider with a deep, distorted voice.
I don't know this Tom guy. I've never heard of him. We have some audio from that meeting, actually.
The assailant has been described as itsy bitsy.
Oh man.
So Slayer plays 20 songs.
Rob wants nothing to do with that, by the way.
I'm keeping the show moving.
There's a promotional relationship with this tour, is there not? We're probably
We are giving away a
feathers.
pair of tickets to each stop of the tour. You could sign up to possibly get free tickets.
Zach, you want to sign
And they're
up?
good
Would you go for
tickets.
free?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Ministry rules.
Yeah.
Ministry is my favorite synth pop band that pretends like they're not a synth pop band anymore.
Ministry played Irving Plaza, which is it's a relatively intimate venue. It's about 1,000 people, and they brought lighting for Madison Square Garden, which is like 20,000 people or 18, whatever. And I've never had to leave a show before because it was too bright. I was like afraid I was going to have a seizure, and I'm not exaggerating. It was such an intense light show that I couldn't watch it.
Well, if anything that Al Jorgensen needs to be, it's illuminated.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh. That is rough. You can probably see through that guy at this
Hey.
point.
He's doing all right.
Is he? I
He's
can't
sober
imagine.
now, I think.
Stop.
He said he's sober,
Well,
or
then
maybe
it's
Rockstar
probably-
sober.
Well, what does that mean?
Yeah,
Like no
no.
hard drugs,
Okay.
just like alcohol and cocaine.
His skin is so scabbed over that the needles just won't penetrate anymore. So he had no choice. He had to quit.
Whatever works, right?
Yeah.
We're just going after all the artists on this tour.
Who else is on the bill?
Primus.
Primus.
What can we say about
I ain't
Primus?
saying shit about
There's
Primus.
nothing bad
Primus
to
is cool
say
as hell.
about Primus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Primus is amazing. I actually just saw them last year. They played with Mastodon, and it was great. They played their new album, and then they played the hits. Their new album was about like 40 minutes, and then they played another 40 minutes of the hits. And I think that's a nice way to do it. It's like, hey, we want you to hear our new material, but we know what you're here for.
But if we play the hits first, you'll just leave.
Yeah,
So-
well, which is true.
The
But I
best
bet-
I
I
ever
could get
saw
into
was
it.
Jello and the Melvins.
Mm.
Melvins did an hour or so. Then Jello came out. They mostly did the songs they did together. Then they did a bunch of Dead Kennedy songs in Melvin style.
Nice.
Oh,
So-
that's cool.
It was a
Interesting.
very good way to do it. And then they did Rock and Roll McDonald's, which was the coolest cover I've ever seen live.
Interesting. Honestly, though, I'd rather see Melvin's songs done Dead Kennedy style. I think that would be the version that would be more interesting to me. But either way, that's still pretty cool. I've never seen Jello live, sadly.
He is a goofy fuck.
No. Where's he? Who's he backing in the Democratic primary? Do we know? Is he a Bernie guy?
I
Mike
assume.
Gravel, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He
you're right.
probably thinks Bernie is like a Nazi and way too far right. Jello's got some interesting takes.
That's not too crazy to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Too far,
I
right?
remember 15 years ago, I found like a spoken word album, and the quote that sticks out in my head is like, "What's the solution to our failing economy? Grow more marijuana plants." And like seriously, in that delivery, and he's
Yeah.
right.
He sounds so much like the guy from B-52.
Yeah, Fred
Yeah.
Schneider for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Love Shack, baby.
Here's a little. I found some live footage from 2008. Oh, wait, let's go back.
It's such a good show. Oh yeah, this is the version of California Bralis that's about Schwarzenegger.
Ah, nice.
Okay, I only understood California.
Liberales.
I mean, it's a ballsy move to have to rhyme things with Schwarzenegger. Playing with fire.
I
Yeah.
could go south in a hurry.
Speaking of Phil Anselmo, the third person.
Yeah.
on
Oh.
He didn't even know he was rhyming. He just happened
Yeah.
to rhyme Schwarzenegger at that show.
Oh.
Guys, he was drinking white wine. It was a joke.
Right. Makes perfect sense. I know that many times I've gotten drunk and drunk wine in my life, and shortly thereafter started screaming racial slurs and
As a
goose-stepping on
joke
a
to
Surely.
his black gay friend. He was joking with his black gay
So how
friend,
come he
it's
didn't
okay.
say any homophobic stuff?
because he's not secretly homophobic.
There we go.
Ask Rob Halford.
No.
He's like
Are they friends?
he's like a Nazi werewolf. Like just certain times in the day, he becomes a
ultimate
racist.
weapon.
Yeah, with the right kind of chemicals in his body.
Yeah.
he becomes
You don't know me.
Rob, you need to start like a metal InfoWars where you could post stories like Phil Anselmo is a Nazi werewolf.
No.
And you
I
can
think-
have Deuterino Photoshop on your
Yes.
graphics.
Maybe Deuterino should start this website.
Yeah.
Me and him, I'll talk to him offline. Work something out. Will you promote us? Could
No.
it be like a subsection of Metal Injection?
No.
You won't host?
It would have to be its own thing. I don't want to be affiliated with it.
Could it be a subsection of WrestlingArena.net?
First of all, my website was wrestlingarena.com.
Is
What?
that- what?
Big shot.
I mean, this was also, 20 years ago when.
Is that still
Less-
there? By the way, do you
What?
keep that domain? under
Oh,
your
I don't
thumb?
own it. Some Parker.
Oh, it's not being used for wrestling. It's sully your
Let's see
name at
what's
least.
going on. Yeah, no, it's just like a parked domain.
Sad.
I
That
think
is,
it's for sale. I wonder how much it's for.
I can't remember the exact URL, but in the 90s, my friend owned fatgirlswithhardyboys.com, and it was just pictures of fat girls with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, I see. So.
And now the Hardy Boys look like fat girls, so it works perfectly.
No, they're.
I can't remember the exact URL.
Was it strictly the wrestlers or like the boy detectives also?
like at
thrown
the
in?
library checking out a
Hardy Boys with fat chicks.
Yeah, Hardy Boys and fat chicks.
There was an old Angel Fire website
Wow.
called Hardy Boys and Leaders News that wrote about it. Let's see what it says. Fat chicks with Hardy Boys sight down. At
Oh,
long
no.
last, the demeaning site Hardy Boys with Fat Chicks has now been down. It is not known for how long.
At long last. Imagine being that upset about this.
Well, if you're one of those chicks, yeah.
Oh, just some girl with the fishnet arm warmers and a cake. Like, oh! She's got UFOs in the thong, but it's like a whale tail.
The subhumans that created the site for their own pathetic humor should rot in hell for demeaning any type of person. It is cruel and a sad reflection of their own life that is obviously missing something. Well, sure.
Your friend who did the site, how's he doing now? Or she?
What?
How's your friend who did the site? How are they doing now?
I refuse to comment on how they or the comedy club they own in Midtown
Oh,
Manhattan's
well
doing.
then.
Okay.
Oh. All right, so they're doing all right. Okay.
By the way, Mr. Webmaster, chicks, in quotes, who are, quote, fat, don't suffer from anorexia. So your pathetic attempt at an apology for the way those people are is uneducating.
By the way, there was a GIF of one of those girls giving a swanton bomb to the guy at Wendy's that didn't supersize her Frosty.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
That was one of the most popular clicked things on that site. It's true.
Did they have GIFs back then?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they just took like a year to load.
Yeah. Maybe
That's
that's why the site was down.
Wow, way to
The
technically
one
ruin my
GIF-
joke.
The one GIF crashed the site.
I do. I remember waiting for just like JPEGs to load
Oh,
for like
yeah.
Yeah,
45
same.
minutes.
That one shot of that girl bent over took forever. Like my boner was gone by the time it loaded. It was a complete fucking waste.
But it would load top down, so you'd
Yeah.
see like 4 lines
Yeah.
of pixels, and then it would just go in
And then
slowly.
it's Tub Girl. God damn it. All day I waited 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just a girl covered in poop.
Rickrolls were a lot more painful back then.
Yeah.
I remember waiting for a photo of Sunny, Tammy Lynn Sitch.
And it was really Lemon Party.
Well,
Well,
it was like,
How
oh,
can you
look,
tell the difference?
that was
Sunny-
a different day.
it was like
Yeah.
Sunny topless. And I was so oblivious at the time because it was like very clearly a recent photo shoot she did for the WWF at the time website. And then they just photoshopped
Mhm.
some boobs onto her.
Okay.
But in my mind, I was like, I recognized that it was from that photo shoot. And I was like, did she just do one photo where she took her
This is
top
just
off?
a nasty, naughty one.
And then you
It's just
and
a
then,
naughty
You're
one.
the real fans.
and then you ran a story about it on WrestlingArena.com.
Ironically, by the time that photo loaded, she really took nudes on her own.
Yeah.
website.
Well, yeah, and then flash forward to like 10 years later when she's, desperate for money and she launched her own fucking porn site where she gets gangbanged and whatnot. Bless her heart.
By who?
And good for
Was it-
Dolph
was-
Ziggler. That's what I said.
was he one of the
Wait, really?
gangbangers?
I mean, they dated
She's
for a
discussed
second,
it.
but
Yeah.
She's discussed it. I think on
she has talked about it.
Yeah.
Not, it sounded
It sounded
like
like
you're
they're
saying,
disgusted.
why not
No.
both?
She is not capable of
Yeah.
being disgusted.
Her and Schumer. He's really got a type.
Chuck Schumer?
Oh, he banged Chuck Schumer too?
Is that it? I don't know. I'm confused now. Is there another Schumer?
Amy.
Ziggler
Oh.
banged Amy Schumer.
Oh. All right.
She
Yeah.
talked about it on Howard Stern.
Ah. All right.
She also described
Sure.
him as like the nicest guy in the world and wanted to cuddle with her and stuff like that.
All right. Is that
Aw.
against his persona?
He's a heel now, but I mean, I could see. Yeah, he seems like a nice.
I mean,
dude.
when he was courting Lana, he was a nice guy.
Isn't that just for the Total Divas though?
No, it was. That's how I
It
got
was
into
a
wrestling.
SummerSlam storyline.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I checked out of that shit. I don't even remember that. I remember it now that Rob said it.
We watched that SummerSlam together, Darren.
Yeah, but I tune all that shit out. It's so badly done. Like,
Do we want to hear Sunny talk about her adult movies?
There was a lot of talk of you.
No, I guess we
that-
do.
Maybe
Was
not
that
a
a
lot of
question,
talk, but
or-
there was talk of you getting into the adult film industry, and you were doing stuff. It was wrestling vixens and things along those lines.
Oh God, that was a big
back
mistake.
back in the day.
Yeah. Back then, that was nothing. It was like I was deathly afraid to show anything. So I mean, you saw some boob, you saw some butt, and that was pretty much it.
Right.
Okay. Everything else, if I was naked, this was still covered.
But at the time, weren't
Her
adult
cooch.
film companies after you then?
Mhm.
Right.
Fupa.
People have always been after.
She
me to
farts
do
in her sex
tapes.
tape, by the way.
Really?
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
Wait,
she
is it a-
farts as a fetish thing, or she accidentally farts?
It's definitely not on purpose.
Wait, fart or queef?
It looks like he knocked one out of her.
Wow.
So wait, this was like during an anal sex session?
No.
No,
know,
because
sometime-
you
yeah.
feel so relaxed that it's just like
Pre-scene burrito. That's
Yeah.
all.
I think it was all of that.
Okay.
It wasn't.
It's all those things.
Thank you,
When I was
Sonny.
younger, I wasn't like this. As I
It
got
was a
older,
queef and a
I'm an
fart.
exhibitionist and a voyeur and a very sexual.
Well,
creature.
most women don't sexually blossom until their
Right,
late 30s.
right.
Anyway.
Listen to this
Yeah,
expert.
who's the guy?
Is it fucking Dr. Kinsey? Thanks,
Seriously,
Masters
who
and Johnson.
is this
I
guy?
don't recognize him at all. He's just some guy.
When they asked me to do Playboy in 1996, immediately I said no. There's no way I can do that.
That wouldn't go
Oops.
with your image.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I was 23.
That
and I
would've
was
been
like, there's
trashy.
No way I can do
Yes.
this right now.
Right.
If they asked me, a
She'd
couple
never
years
have
ago,
recovered from that as she has landed on her feet so nicely.
She did end up in like a very legal magazine.
Is that really a
10
thing?
years later.
Is that
No,
I just say
I wanted to say barely legal, but I'm like, no, that doesn't fit the joke.
Right.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
be legal.
when I
way
started
too legal.
Way too legal. Just take it.
Judicious.
it was a Sears catalog.
Oh,
It became a catalog.
he's hurt and iron.
That's even too prestigious.
Martha Stewart's living.
Oh.
You know, I'm more free with myself. I've been like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Right.
But no, I mean, like I said, I've done so much in my life, and when it came to me, I was like, you know, what the hell? You know, it might be fun, it might be
She looks
scary.
rough.
I don't know what to expect,
Well,
but
I think she's very
Did
pretty.
you enjoy it?
Yeah.
huh?
Not sexually, but did
She's a
you
hot
enjoy the
mom.
experience?
Yeah, she looks
No,
like
it was
a
the
mom.
hardest
Is
thing
she
I've
a
ever
mom
done.
though?
Let me tell you,
I don't
you
know.
don't just have sex with a camera.
No,
in
she
the
couldn't
room.
keep her husband
It's
alive,
not
much
like
less a
that at all.
kid.
Are there like cuts?
It was 13 hours.
Oh,
Wait, what? That's
Oh yeah, because
that beat.
13 hours
That's longer than Dolph Ziggler.
to get 2 hours
What?
of footage.
What?
Right.
I don't get it.
yeah, because she recorded like with a studio, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not like a sex tape; it's a porn.
like a professional. What was it? Was it like Sunny Days or something? Like some bad pun?
I'm sure it's something.
Yeah.
It was 6 hours with one guy. We took an hour break for dinner. 6 hours of filming with the other guy.
It should have
Right.
been all the
Okay.
ECW guys, and it's called "It's Always Philadelphia and Sunny."
Oh my God!
Oh,
Wow! Wow!
I like it.
I don't know what they.
And they just
probably
fucking with a
But let me tell
cheesesteak.
you, these guys, they stay hard for 6 hours straight. There's no fluffers in the room. There's nobody there to keep them going.
Right.
They just stand around and they're up.
Yeah, it's called Viagra.
Was that around
Cialis.
when she shot this?
Sure.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Oh, it's on Pornhub.
I don't know if I want to see.
Oh,
I
we're about to make
do.
Sid into a man.
Give us a review, Noah.
It's called Body Slamming Sex. I think. I don't know. It's loading.
Oh no.
I
don't
like
even-
the stepmom videos where the stepmom is just
Or-
like in her late 20s, and that makes her a stepmom, not when she's actually old enough to be
Oh,
a stepmom.
God. Is that her?
Yeah, and she looks uncomfortable. She looks like she's farting while that shot was
It's
taken.
never good when the girl takes down the top half of her top to take her boobs out, but keeps the belly part on
Yeah.
for the entire porn.
That's a bad sign.
Oh, she's wearing this like corset.
She's stroking herself. Is this in standard definition? What the fuck?
Fan cam.
I wish I
Oh,
could.
she has no
Do you
butt.
Didn't
really?
she-
James Sapolsky doing the.
I believe, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. Isn't she the one who
Oh, yeah.
sold a photo opportunity with her in bed at a convention?
Yes,
Really?
and also she was selling Skype sessions, one-on-one, like nude Skype sessions.
But like a nude photo shoot with her in
No,
bed?
it
or-
was
Just
like
you-
at a convention. You could get under the covers, and it was like in bed with Sonny.
Okay, I got you. But everyone has
Oh.
their clothes on.
Oh, she has like a candy cane dildo.
You know, critique her technique
How's
compared to like how you work it.
I guess it's okay.
Also, one thing that always bothered me is like wearing shoes in bed.
I
Yeah,
know
it's
It
somebody
like
does that. That's so
completely takes me
uncomfortable.
out of the
Yeah.
scenario.
Are there any kind of shoes you would prefer if it had to
Slippers.
be shoes?
Crocs.
Crocs.
No, you
If
take
it
the
were
shoes-
Crocs, would you want the solid ones or the ones with holes in them?
at least the ones with hole. If I have to
So you
choose,
could get maybe a little cum gets on her feet.
It's a hotel room, but it's like the two beds. So on the other bed is Jim Cornette putting a tennis racket up his ass.
Oh.
Back in my day,
this was
we
definitely
knew how
shot
to make
at.
a porno.
This is definitely in a hotel. Also, this is Vivid, which is a
I wish
pretty
it was
big
less
studio, right?
vivid.
I'm in the same fucking hotel room, same fucking bed. No one wants to look at my photo shoot. Fuck out of here.
All right. Well, now that we've given a nice little
Uh.
plug for Body Slamming Sunny or whatever, bless her heart.
All right.
But
See what
yeah.
else is on Pornhub.
I really bring the quality of your guys' show
Yeah.
down. I'm so sorry.
Oh, this is great. I get to
Yeah.
watch porn while we do the show.
Noah, was that doing it for you? Did you want to get one of your
China
toys?
in a 9-wrestler gangbang Queen of the Ring.
I'm
Oh, it's
gonna
a
leave.
parody.
Tommy Pistol's in that.
I'm gonna leave. Now.
But it's really China, though.
No, this one's a parody. But there's
No,
one
there-
night in
No, it's
No,
China.
that
actually
is
China,
China.
China
but
did it
all the
for
other wrestlers are parodies.
No,
Oh,
trust
yeah,
us. It's China.
I didn't watch it. I just
She
know
herself
about it.
was a parody,
Yeah.
but
How do you
It's
fake
her.
that?
oh
I'm pretty sure Tommy Pistol is Mean Gene Okerlund in that.
god.
So you're saying I shouldn't click on it?
No,
It's
just
not good.
navigate over to the Mae Young video. Can we watch
Oh,
No.
oh dear
that? That's
God.
ultra legal.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I guess I'm done.
That's your laptop springs legs and walks out of the room.
Enough of
That was
this.
just a hand.
Oh god damn it.
Like thing. It drags itself
Oh.
out of the room.
Yep.
Like Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
the sculptures in Beetlejuice.
Well, didn't she give birth to a hand?
Yeah, that's why it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh.
Hands its way on out of there.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I
No,
don't
what
know.
did I do? I didn't write that fucking storyline. I don't know who did or what the thought
Tommy
process.
Blanc. I actually interviewed him on my wrestling podcast.
And what was the explanation? Why a hand? What was the thought process there?
You're gonna have to listen to the episode to find
That's
out.
never gonna happen, man.
Well, then you're gonna never know. And
You
truthfully,
know-
I don't remember.
It seems like working over there, anything could be decided on such a whim.
Yeah.
Like literally, Vince McMahon could have had Hamburger Helper for lunch. And they're like, hands are funny shit.
Yeah.
And he
That's
just
probably
watched
what
the
it was.
Adams Family.
Yeah.
And speaking of wrestling, Darren and I went to Dallas this weekend for the kickoff to the New Japan G1 Climax.
Excellent. Did you guys have a good time?
Oh, it was amazing. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen live.
No joke.
Pro wrestling. It was really fun. So it was in an arena that could fit like, I don't know, 12, 13,000. And there were only like 48,000 people, 4,800.
Wait, this was where the Mavs play?
Yes.
So it's got to be
Yeah.
more than 12, 13,000.
How much?
It got to be
About
20,
18.
30.
Well, I don't think 30.
No, not 30.
20?
About,
Probably
close
like-
to 20. I would say.
Yeah, but anyway, it was like 5,000 people, but everyone there was a passionate New Japan fan. So we all made noise as if it was sold out. Like it was such a great crowd to be a part of. And it was really fun. And it was my first time in Dallas. Darren, have you been in Dallas
20,000
before?
even.
No, never been to Dallas before.
So no offense to any listeners in Dallas, but there's, other than
Jonathan.
get food, there's nothing to do in Dallas.
It was like a ghost town.
Well, that's because you can't, like, even especially this time of year, you can't walk anywhere.
Yeah, there's things to do. You just got to drive.
What is there to do?
Anything that any other
You can
city-
go to
Like
Honky
what?
Tonk. Honky Tonk.
There's sports arenas and foods and
Sure,
there's
yeah,
probably
to
like
eat.
parks, like water parks and shit, and there's probably a Six
There's a
Flags
lake.
around there.
You can go see, like, where Kennedy got shot.
But we did
Actually, our hotel was right down the block from there, and I'm here to report back to you that it is one of the most morbid memorials.
Explain.
Well, it's just like they're the only
So
way
we
I
have
can,
some bad news about President John F.
Oh
Kennedy.
no! What?
it's the block where he got shot, and like it's just weird that it seems like,
Allegedly.
it seems like they're celebrating it. Like there's a
Well, he was a
Is there a
Democrat.
balloon?
there's a plaque. Well,
There's a black.
a
They
pla-
let one in Dallas.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
there was a plaque
Okay.
explaining what happened, and like if you turn around, you can see the hotel. The room.
Duck.
And no, it was basically that. And then there's just people taking like selfies,
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this is
Smiling.
like constantly." There was a gaggle of like 50 people in that area just taking photos and
Yeah.
being like, "Wow, look this!" And it's like,
I'm
This
on
is
the
where some-
grassy knoll.
yeah, this is where somebody fucking died.
They do tours.
Yeah.
There's a show called, have you heard of Dark Tourist?
No.
It's Netflix, and a guy who goes to like all different like morbid tourist attractions.
Okay.
And he's got this deep New Zealand accent. So he's like, we're going to see some dark tourism.
God.
And he'll go to like Fukushima, like crazy places that you think people shouldn't go to. And he does Dallas, and he shows the different kind of Kennedy death tours you can go on, which is the very
There's multiple.
somber
Yeah.
guy, knows all the information, very respectful.
That would
And
be
then there's
the-
one that's like a party bus with some sad Mexican lady dressed as Jackie O, just
Oh,
sitting
God.
there
Oh
like,
my
"Ah."
god!
And people, and it's like whoop whoop.
Oh my lord.
He goes on all of them, and they're all amazing. I desperately
Wow.
want to do it.
If I'd known about that, I'd want to do the party one for sure.
I'm going to Dallas in March, and I'm definitely doing them.
What do you have there in March? What are you doing?
Skankfest South.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Very cool.
See, there's another thing to do in Dallas.
Well,
Wait, is
March.
it Dallas? It might be Houston. I can't.
Oh,
remember
no,
now.
well-
Fuck, one
Oh.
or the other.
It's probably
It's gonna
Houston.
I
be a
can't
weird
remember.
Kennedy assassination
I
tour.
think it might be Houston. Fuck, I can't
Yeah.
remember now.
Also, right across the street was the Holocaust Museum, which we
What?
did not visit. The Dallas.
Why does-
I
why
did
does
after
Dallas-
you left. With,
Oh, you
with
went?
Jennifer. I
How
went.
was it?
It was exactly what you'd expect.
Was it a party or more of a song?
Well, there wasn't anyone doing selfies in there. I'll say that. much.
Okay,
but
that's
they
good.
just was one of those like they have the little thing you put up to your ear and you play a number and it tells you something about what you're looking at and you walk through the whole. But then they had a
5,999,000.
Yeah, then they had a video of like Holocaust survivors talking about stuff that happened to them, and you sit in a theater or whatever. But it was just I mean, it was informative.
So
Was
who was
there-
the highlight of New Japan? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Quite all right. I thought the Zack Sabre Jr. and Sonata match and why am I
Will Ospreay and Lance
Will
Archer.
Ospreay and Lance Archer.
Yeah,
Amazing.
those, and for me, just the main event of Tanahashi and Okada and witnessing it live was.
And also
Ibushi
Ibushi and Kenta.
Kenta was cool.
Yeah, it was good. Kenta fucking, you could hear those strikes, and it was an empty arena.
I
so
saw
there was more
him versus Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, I was there.
But Nigel had both arms. Remember, Nigel had both arms taped up.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically just wrestled with kicks and headbutts. It was awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
Because he had one bad arm for like half his championship run, but then he hurt the other one the night before. So he just came out with both arms completely done, and he wrestled a full match. It was really good.
And did he win?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Fantastic.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What else happened in Dallas? We were driving around, and there was just a broken toilet in the middle of the street. And then as we were pulling up, a guy grabbing the toilet
Well,
seat.
first we saw this guy like coming towards the car, holding the lid to a toilet tank. What the fuck is this guy doing? And then we drove past, and there's a shattered toilet in the middle of the street. So he just like either looted the lid from the toilet,
It's still good.
or he was carrying the toilet, dropped everything but the lid.
Oh no!
And he's like, "All right, fuck it. At least I got something out of this."
Damn.
So weird. That's
Are you sure it wasn't like New Jack having like an impromptu hardcore match outside the venue?
Fuck, we should have followed him.
All right. We had some really great barbecue. We went to Lockhart's and this other place I don't remember, but two different types. It was good. Some great
Dallas
Mexican.
BBQ. Do they have
The
those
original?
in Dallas? Yeah.
Sadly, they do not.
Yeah,
Oh.
weirdly enough. Yeah.
Tragic.
And and we went to Whataburger after the pro
Mhm.
wrestling, which was
A staple.
and I to be honest, I wasn't
It's
that
fine.
into it.
It's fine. It's fast
Yeah.
food. It's fine.
I would never go out of my way again to
Texans will stab you in the heart
Yeah, I
for
know.
saying that. They
I'd rather eat a staple.
being married into a Texan family, they love their Whataburger.
It's not all right.
fine.
I put it better than In-N-Out Burger.
Oh.
No, I disagree.
I
But I mean, different opinions.
Fight.
It's less than Fat Burger for sure.
They're all fine.
Fat Burger
For
to me
me.
is way better than fine. Fat Burger is.
I
fucking
haven't
awesome.
had it in like a decade, so I can't really remember.
And
that
when we
or
went to
In-N-Out.
Vegas, we had it.
Yeah, but that was like
So-
10 years ago almost.
Was it?
Right.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, over. I think
Yeah.
it was like 2008.
It was 8 or 9.
No, it's 2010, I think. So
It was
were
like
doing-
it was right when you met your wife.
Yeah.
I remember because you were like, "Fuck, why did I book the
Yeah.
trip? I don't
So
want
I
to hang
think
out
it
with
was
you guys."
09. But yeah, it was a very long time ago, so I can't. But I remember thinking they were all fine. I wasn't like
They did have.
blown away
I
by
did like their
anything.
chicken bites, but so
Yeah,
the
the chicken
highlight.
bites that's what I get every time.
Yeah, I would get that. Again.
the ratio of bun to burger is very high.
Yeah, that's what I will say. What I noticed
almost
about
never get the
Whataburger,
burgers.
I've never noticed this on any other fast food restaurant, but their buns, there's so much bread. It's overwhelming, especially because the meat itself is very thin. I guess you'd probably get the double, but whatever.
They swear by the ketchup. They love Whataburger ketchup. It's like special. That's what they all talk about.
The burger
spicy
comes
ketchup,
with
the regular
mustard, though.
ketchup.
I guess
But you get
gotta-
on the side.
Yeah.
And you get it in stores, and like
Spicy
people will
ketchup is good.
buy it there and bring it to wherever they live.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Just the fact that
Yeah,
the way
nothing-
people rave about it
Yeah.
didn't seem to comport with what it was.
But the highlight of Whataburger was looking to our left and realizing that there was a brown couple that were like breaking up, or more specifically, the woman was breaking up with the man, and the man was not taking it well.
Oh, you're so lucky.
And it was like
a brown couple.
Yes.
Why did you need to say a brown couple?
Well, I don't know if they're Latino.
Because they came
if
out of the
they're
smoker.
Middle Eastern.
They were barbecue. Rob was just playing with his ribs.
First of all, they clearly were not Middle Eastern. But second of all, what is it? Does it matter to the
could've
story
been.
in any way?
He's painting the word
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, thank you, Darren.
All right. Go on.
I didn't even realize what their race was. It was they're kind of far away.
Well, Rob identified
Rob is
them
the
as
only
brown.
one who sees color.
So yeah,
That's right, because I don't ignore racial plight. Okay. Unlike you close-minded folk. Anyway,
It's fucking white motherfuckers.
seriously.
No.
Usurper.
But it was just amazing to see, like, he didn't even eat his food. He just like
What was she saying to him? Like, can you paint it?
I couldn't hear, but
Ugh.
he was just like, "No, why? Why are you saying this? No!" Like he was like not allowing her, and she's like, she was being like very calm, and I assumed just being like, "Look, this is just I've made up my mind, like, this is over." And he's like, "I gotta get out of here," and he folds up his burger and just starts walking out and like almost collapses at the door, and she has to escort him out.
Wow.
And she broke up.
So what a breakup.
It was pretty great.
Damn.
I love seeing couples fight in public.
I've seen the best. I've seen I can't explain. I've seen the worst, most awkward couple thing ever.
Like what?
I used to work the door at a place called CB's Comedy Club. I've told you the story. I apologize.
No.
I don't know. Guy comes. I'm selling tickets. It's early in the day, like maybe 6 o'clock at night. Guy comes up. He goes, "Hey, I need 3 tickets, and would it be possible for me to propose to my girlfriend at the end of the show?"
No.
Oh, this is great.
And I go, "Yeah, man, we can figure something out. Let me call the manager." I go, "The tickets are, like 15 each." And he goes, "Cool. Where's a Bank of America?" Oh, he goes, "Where's a Chase?" I
Really?
I go.
So he really planned this out.
I go.
long in advance.
There's a Chase far away, but there's a Bank of America right there, and there's another ATM with like a $2 fee right there. And he goes, "I really don't want to pay that $2. I'm going to walk to the Chase." I'm like, "This is going to be a nightmare."
Yes.
So I call the manager. I'm like, "Hey, this guy wants to propose. He's going to come meet us at whatever time and then come pick up his check." Comes to meet us. We work it out. The end of the show, the last comic's going to finish, and then they're going to announce him and see he has a special question. Big J Okerson's closing the show out. Big J, thank you, good night. And the owner of the club, manager, gets on the mic, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, with one more special thing before the evening's over," and says the guy's name. Guy comes up on stage. How bad could a proposal start? Just think, how bad could it start? Because this is how this one started. "Babe, I know you and me have been having a lot of problems lately."
Oh no!
We're talking. This is in front of 100 people. Just saw a comedy show. Everyone's happy. It's like Friday, Saturday night.
If I could just interrupt, like if I was his quote unquote babe,
Yeah.
I would be so mortified just from that opening line.
Because, "Babe, I know me and you have had a lot of problems lately, but I love you and I want to make this work. Will you marry me?"
That was his. That's it.
Did he have a ring or no?
I want to make this.
No.
So this was literally, he was walking up the street thinking of what to do that night, and the idea just popped into his head, and he had never considered it before.
No, will you marry me? She doesn't make a sound, just shakes her head. No. And he goes, "Babe, please don't do this to me in front of all these people. Will you marry me?"
Is it again?
She goes, "Oh." Manager gets on the God mic and goes, "Get down on one knee and ask her again." In the most clear way to say to her, just say yes and we're all going to leave and you can do whatever you got to do.
Exactly.
Get down on one knee and ask her again. He said this standing. He did not get down on one knee. Down on one knee. He goes, "I love you so much. I want to make this work. Please, in front of all these people, will you marry me?" She goes, "No." And the whole crowd goes, "Boo!" She gets on stage, takes the microphone,
yes,
and goes, "You people don't understand. He's abusive." Boo!
Me too. Me too.
Manager gets on the mic, goes, "Thank you for coming to CB's Comedy Club. Everybody drive home safely, pay your checks quickly and quietly." And the lady storms out, and the guy's just on stage like this. I've never been happier.
Wow. Fantastic show.
Wow.
I don't feel bad for
That's
the guy.
like better than any stand-up that night. I bet.
Oh, it was.
I've always wondered that, like in that case, she had a good reason. But like, what if you were proposed and you don't want to get married in a public place like that? Wouldn't you just say yes and just like?
Here's the thing:
It's in the moment. Like, I don't know that you think of that.
But also though, imagine how much she doesn't want to marry the other person.
Yes.
To not even go along with it for a minute.
But then why go along with going to a comedy club? That's almost as much of an investment.
Fair point.
Time. It's like, come on.
Maybe he forced her.
He dragged her to the comedy
Yeah.
club.
Well, he is abusive. Maybe he tied her up.
Was she tied to? Well, no, because she got up and got on stage.
He let her loose before he went on
See,
stage.
I feel like the manager of the club missed an opportunity. Because if the guy's willing to do whatever the guy on the mic is telling him to do, you
Yeah.
could have taken it further. Take your shirt off and ask her again. Throw your wallet into the audience and ask her again.
Pull your
Let's
dick
see.
out. Women
Yeah.
love that shit.
Well, no, that wasn't a Louis C.K. show.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Listen, if she was willing to tell the entire room he was abusive in front of him,
Yeah.
he wasn't that abusive.
I
Like
get-
he wasn't keeping her in line at all.
Maybe she just knew that with an audience of 100 people, that was the only place you could say that.
That's true.
I'm not going to hit her there.
She's
God
gonna
damn.
get extras when she gets home.
God.
Fantastic.
Well, it's a good thing you broke up with that guy, Noah.
I know. I was hoping you would have mentioned it. Was me.
Rob's getting a call. Who
Rob's
is
mom
it?
is calling
Mama
him.
Robba?
Yeah, should I
Put her on.
Put her on.
Is
the
it?
line?
Oh.
Come on.
We
She's
haven't
just
heard from
checking
her
in.
so
Is
many
there
years.
a health
Doesn't
emergency?
she know that you do a podcast? You've been doing this for 10 years.
Doesn't Rob know to turn the ringer off on his phone? I mean, really, we could. There's plenty of blame to go around in the Pesbani family.
I was watching Babka while Rob was in Dallas, and I just want to tell a quick anecdote.
Ooh.
So I took her and Bruno to Prospect Park, and we were just like walking on the road, and on the side of the road there's like all these like bushes, and then on the other side is grass. So she keeps like wanting to go in the bush. I'm like, no, Babka, let's stay on the road. Stay on the road. And then like she keeps wanting to go into the bushes. So I was like, all right, fine, let's see. Like, I'll let you go explore a little bit. And she went to explore, and I realized she went up to like a bunch of guys who were smoking weed, and she must have thought it was Rob.
Smells like home.
Yeah,
That really, really, truly warmed.
she does love you.
Yeah. She was very, very affectionate when we reunited.
Yes.
So it was nice.
So I wanted to bring up Zach's persona on Capital Wrestling.
Oh, I'm a wrestler now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in the business, boys.
explain what Capital Wrestling is.
Capital Wrestling is a little wrestling company. We usually run out of Jersey. We are now, we just did our first show in Brooklyn. Now we're going out to Nashville in August.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Doing, we have a TV show in the UK. We're on the Fight Network.
That's awesome.
We're on the Fight app here. We have our first iPay-per-view, actually, is this Thursday. We did an iPay-per-view live at Skankfest, comedy festival for people that are listening that aren't familiar. And yeah, everything comes out. We do a TV show every Monday. It comes out on Facebook, YouTube, everything, and it airs in the UK. China, Zimbabwe, a few different countries. We have
Zimbabwe.
TV with.
What?
I don't know
Big
why.
wrestling fans there, I guess.
We have them.
All right. Nice.
But yeah, we got a taping in August in Nashville, August 11th. We've got Jack Swagger and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Oh my God! Wow.
Are
And-
you wrestling or?
Swagger's wrestling.
Are you going to be wrestling against him?
No, I wish. I want
And
to.
where is this?
Nashville.
Oh, in Nashville.
No, but where in Nashville?
I couldn't.
Somewhere?
I can't remember.
Like
Somewhere
what's
in
the
Nashville.
The
address?
Bridgestone Arena.
I can't remember, but if you just search Capital Wrestling
That's
Nashville,
cool.
you'll get it. Yeah, I started managing about 6-7 months ago. I got in the ring the first time WrestleMania weekend. I had a death match,
Oh,
Oh yeah.
and it's been fun. Yeah, I'm gonna probably wrestle once or twice a year. Other than that, just be a manager. I manage a guy named the Meadowlands Monster.
okay.
He is 7 feet tall
Oh God.
from my hometown,
Oh.
and I love him to death. And he's a big scary. We're doing like the 911 thing right now, still for a few months, where he just comes out and kills people.
fun.
But it's a lot of fun. I manage him in a couple companies now,
That's awesome.
cutting promos, having a
Making
good
good
time.
money, getting good hot dogs.
I'm
Hot-
actually
hot dogs
getting
and
paid.
handshakes?
I'm actually getting paid money.
That's awesome.
I
Good. You
did not
deserve
believe
it.
that. I got paid doing wrestling way faster than I got paid doing comedy.
Wow. Well, I bumped into Zach on the street not too long ago, and I saw a clip from like the match that he did, and he got spliced in the forehead with barbed wire.
Whoa.
And
You Abdullah the Butcher in?
I what did I do? I did a fork. Well, but what I do, I mean what I took.
okay,
I
yeah, sorry.
wrestled a guy named Jeff Cannonball, former CZW champion,
Uh-oh.
H2O, all the hardcore companies, and great guy.
Of course.
And
Great
he
forker.
fucked me up. Took a fork in the head up top, Then I did the thumbtack. I took a thumbtack bat in the arm and the head.
Oh, how did
Then
that feel?
Thumbtack bat sucks dick.
Hmm.
Way more than that hurt. Way more of all the things when you watch, you're like, I bet I know how bad that hurts.
No, the thumbtacks sound
Because I've done staple gun a million times. Staple gun is easy.
Yeah.
Thumbtack bat sucks dick. Thumbtack bat in the arm and then on the top of the head. Then staple gun, chairs, light tubes. That's when it got dicey.
Oh, I don't like the light
That's
tubes.
not safe.
And I got a light tube broken over my head. It broke jagged and fucked me up real bad.
Oh.
Yeah, so anyway, so when I saw Zach, we were talking about it. So he pulls up his baseball cap, which he's wearing right now, and he showed me this like gash in his forehead that was not. It was like a mouth on his forehead that
Yeah,
was
it's
not
not good.
fully
There?
healed.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there it is.
But
Hey, it's from April 7th, so
At least it's
Damn.
smiling.
yeah, it was
It could've
wider
been a
than it was wider than my eyes
Oh.
when I got it,
Yeah.
Wow.
and then I went through a barbed wire table at the end.
Oh,
But I'm the only person that I think has ever done the spot because he was going to power bomb me through it, but instead I took like the throat chop and I went through. You know, like how Chris Farley used to go through tables as Matt
Yeah.
Foley.
Sure.
I did that. I did it like that, and I put myself through it. So I'm happy I came up with my own signature spot, which is falling through a table on my own.
no one to mess it up but you then.
Yeah,
No one to blame.
but that wasn't of all the things that tack bat and the light tubes were. I took a cannonball in the corner with 4 light tubes on my chest, and he is a big boy. If you want to look it up, just search Zach Amico, Jeff Cannonball.
We'll definitely share it on our social medias.
Thank
yeah,
you.
It'll be our post.
But we're gonna have a rematch one day. We're working it out now. It's in the works.
Mm.
So how are you going to top the spots from
I'm
the
gonna
previous
outsmart
one?
him now. Now I know his game plan. I'm not gonna let him hit me with a bunch of shit.
Okay.
Now, were you able to dish out any punishment during this match, or did he?
Oh,
take
I hit
any-
all the classics. Eye rake, back rake, and that's it.
Oh, no.
Waist lock.
Oh,
And those are my 3 moves. I think I got it.
oh, and that's it. Oh, all right.
How long was the match?
7 minutes.
Wow,
7
that's
minutes
a long
in
time.
So it was a lot of beating.
Yeah.
I took quite the country whipping.
Were
So-
you portraying the good guy or the bad guy?
Oh, I'm definitely a bad guy in
Mhm.
Capital.
So what happens after a match like that? Is it directly to the hospital? Do they have somebody there patching you up? Like
They had
what's
people
the-
there patching me up.
Okay.
I was not supposed to. I bladed, and that was in control. But
Okay.
then the forehead thing happened,
Mhm.
and it got pretty dicey. So some people came and got me and kind of propped me up and walked me to the back. And
Bladed means you cut yourself with
yeah.
a razor blade.
yeah,
Just for
Yeah.
our less knowledgeable wrestling.
and yeah, they had a couple people working on me. They had butterfly bandages and kind of just fixed me up, put me back together, and sent me on my way.
Aw.
And
Did you have to go to the hospital, or this is all
I
backstage?
probably should have.
But you
I
didn't.
chose not to. I thought it'd be good for the character to keep the scar.
You're fine
Damn.
now.
So committed.
Yeah.
And then but I was still like fucked up, and the wrestler I manage dropped me off in Jersey City to go get the path back home
Adding insult to injury.
because I had to go watch WrestleMania.
Take that beating, and then we're leaving you in Jersey.
I had to go watch WrestleMania still.
Oh wait, you actually went to the live WrestleMania?
Oh, this was during
No.
WrestleMania weekend?
It was the day of Mania. No, I had to go home and watch it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm waiting at the path in Jersey City, which for people that don't know, there's a train station in Jersey City directly next to a Jehovah's Witness
Oh, God.
theater church that got out as I was waiting for the train.
Oh.
So just 400 Jehovah's Witnesses come by with me and my friend Chris from Brooklyn. And my cut opened back up.
Oh, no.
So now I'm covered in blood with glass on me. And 400 Jehovah's Witnesses all walk by. Hello, ladies. Happy
Did they-
WrestleMania.
Did they,
CZ Dub.
Yeah.
CZ Dub.
did they offer any help? Did they?
No, I
Prayers?
looked like a psychopath. I looked like a dangerous psychopath.
God damn.
The worst part, because that those light tubes, man, they go everywhere.
I'm
And
like I'm not opposed to deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if people want to do it, but the light tubes really is too far for me because not only are you putting yourself and your opponent in danger, all that like smoke from the light tubes, like fans inhale that, like you're putting everyone in danger.
they can be that could be fixed. Let me put it that they take stuff out of them.
Don't tell Rob. Don't tell
They
him.
can be gimmicked to take all the shit out of them, so that they're not full of shit.
Okay. Well, then that makes me feel.
Let's
hope they do that.
Literally, like 4 or 5 hours into the 12-hour WrestleMania, I'm laying on the couch with my fiance, and she goes, and I go like, ow, I have like a crink in my neck. She goes, what? This is after she had yelled at me for an hour, coming home all fucked up. I go, what? She goes, nothing. I go like, and I pull a piece of glass like this long out of my ear. Yeah, no, I got shit from that, and then I'm on a podcast on the Gas Digital Network that I share with one Tommy Dreamer.
Mm.
And my co-host Lewis is an asshole, and he's like, "Let's go tell Tommy about your match." I'm like, "Let's not," because he's not going to think that's cool. And to which Lewis runs to Tommy Dreamer and says, "Zach had a hardcore match," and starts telling him everything I did. To which Tommy Dreamer then just gave me a disappointed dad talk for like 20 minutes. He's like, "I don't care if it's Mick Foley. You do anything with glass, you don't do anything with fire." Like, he was so nice about it, but it was so demeaning for a man who I've seen go through flaming tables to be like, you need to care about yourself.
Well, that's kind of like when I met Mick Foley, and I like asked him for advice on how to break fall better because I was just learning how to do it, and he's like, "Why?
Yeah,
don't do it. Like,
don't break your fall." He
became very, very serious. Yeah, he became very serious. He's like, "Don't do any of that stuff." It's like, wait, what? No, you're supposed to like give me a tip.
No, you already have a career. You don't need to do that to yourself.
Yeah.
That's for people who have no other choice, like Mick Foley. The second he started writing books, he stopped taking those falls.
Yeah, you notice that?
Oh.
Yeah. Well.
Does stand up now.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Is it good?
I mean, I don't know about
it's
now.
like storytelling.
Okay.
It's like
It's stand
Henry
up in the way.
Rollins.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Henry
that's
Rollins.
exactly what I was going to say.
Shifting gears a little bit.
Oh.
Why?
Getting a little political.
Ooh.
Why?
I wanted to play this Gene Simmons clip.
Oh.
Why? Just like Noah breaking her full. Why? Why do we want to do this?
It's hilarious. So Gene Simmons was on Good Morning Britain.
Hello, Britain.
Which is Piers Morgan's.
They're also on in
talk show.
Zimbabwe. For some reason, they just like.
Zimbabwe will just take any content now. They just
They're
launched
desperate for content.
Unless Gene Simmons takes 6 light tubes over the forehead, I don't want to see this.
We'll just listen to it.
The only Piers Morgan Gene Simmons video I want to see is a murder suicide. I mean, I've never wanted to ask for a terrorist attack, but if you knew those two guys were in one building, I think everyone would go, "It's a wash."
Yeah.
Well, I also want to point out Good Morning Britain has a great like breaking news opening.
Let's hear it.
I can't tell
That's
you how
it?
much I enjoy.
You built that up way too much.
I thought it seemed way more official
Something like Galgalas.
than a fucking morning news, like a morning, bullshit show. It's like the Today Show.
I can't tell you how much I enjoyed in the green room watching you three just go at it. It's so invigorating to
So it's Piers Morgan and 2 women, a blonde and a brunette. That's how we'll identify them.
Pasha
hear
baby.
trans rights, religious
A brown
folks,
couple,
and,
Rob, maybe?
Our
No.
children
Are they
thinking
brown?
about adult issues.
I-
This is fantastic.
There's no close up of them yet. I'll let you know in a moment.
So invigorating to hear trans rights.
I'm a brown
religious,
person. I can
folks,
say that.
and,
Are you?
our
Wait,
children
what?
thinking about-
Stop this video.
Sure,
You're
I'm
a
half
brown-
Iranian. That's brown.
If anything, it's half brown.
And Jews are brown.
You're not
What?
brown, Rob. You're a
Sure.
white guy.
I'm half Ashkenazi Jew,
Yeah.
Darren, and then half West African. Or no. Half
Middle Eastern.
You know who else is African?
Half-
Elon Musk.
half East Asian, and then 1% possibly West African. No.
Are you sure that wasn't Bobka's
that was fine.
ethnicity kit?
He's going to rename her Zimbabwe.
No, that
That's the episode.
she actually has a show launching on Zimbabwe television.
Oh, wow.
Good morning,
Cool.
Bobka.
It's right after Capital Wrestling.
But let's hear a little more of G.
folks and our children thinking about adult issues. I mean, this is fantastic.
What do you make of the world right now?
It's
What a fucking like.
Who cares what he thinks?
What do you think about everything?
Yeah.
But also like the high. What do you think about the world right here?
Tell us some of your shitty opinions.
Let's hear that.
fantastic.
What do you make of the world right now?
It's kind of like the drop that we have of, I think, Rob saying, but what about all the good things Hitler did?
And now we have a drop of you saying it, so that's good. Yeah.
But what about all the good things Hitler did?
Rob Simmons.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
What do you make of the world right now?
It's well, look, as a history buff and as a former sixth grade teacher in Spanish Harlem, it's never been better. Don't kid you.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Gene Simmons as a sixth grade teacher? Hello, I am Gene Simmons. Welcome to my class. I want to let you know that in order to pass my class, you have to have KISS standard notebooks. KISS.
Let's be clear. When he
No,
was doing that, he
number
was not
kiss-
Gene Simmons. He
number
was
kiss-
Chaim Vitz.
Number KISS
So let's-
pencils. He was still pushing KISS merch even
Oh
back
my
then.
God. He was pushing, trying to kiss the students. He's like, come here.
Whoa!
Vitz
here, little
number
girl.
2 pencils
Yeah.
available in the lobby.
You know he tried to hook up with some students. I don't even care if it was elementary school or what.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Let's find some of those
My
kids.
mother was a concentration camp survivor of World War II.
Could you imagine going through the fucking concentration camps, surviving, making it to America, and the end result is you shit Gene Simmons out of your pussy?
I mean, maybe Hitler did have some good ideas.
Yeah, like seriously, come on.
She shit out Simmons before she made it to America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was born in Israel.
Shit him out.
But not out of. She didn't shit him out in the concentration camp.
No, in Israel.
Okay, so it was post concentration camp.
So what
Let's
you're
call it.
saying is the world of music would have been better off.
The world. I don't know. You have to limit it to of music. Just the world. Would have been
Teacher in
better.
if he had
Spanish
killed
Harlem.
6 million and one Jews. That's what you're saying.
Oh, come on.
Just,
Come on.
or just keep her in there long enough that she can't have kids anymore when
Oh,
she gets out.
okay.
Something.
You're-
God.
at least, Sid, you're willing to compromise.
Yeah.
That's what I like about
I
it.
say trade the 6 million for that one.
Oh,
Fine.
that's
Again,
fair.
sure.
That's fair.
It's like the Chaim Vitz trolley problem.
Yeah, we have 6 million Gene Simmons.
Oh my
Like the
God.
Twilight Zone.
Oh,
Unintended consequences.
oh my God.
What do you think Williamsburg is?
Old Williamsburg.
I miss the old Williamsburg.
Never been better. Don't kid yourself. My mother was a concentration camp survivor of World War II.
Mrs. Vitz.
Let's call it
So he's saying the earth has never been better than right now.
Okay.
in Spanish Harlem. It's never been better. Don't kid yourself. My mother was a concentration camp survivor of World War II. Let's call it from the Germans in World War II. She was 14 years of age. She unfortunately just passed on during Christmas. Earth has never been in better shape. I know climate change and a lot of and a polarized political thing, but there are no more world wars. I mean, imagine
What?
No world wars.
No world wars, but there's plenty of wars.
Yeah, but they're smaller scale. And it's just people he doesn't care about getting
Right,
killed. So, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like white people aren't
Yeah,
in war, so
yeah.
we're all right.
Progress.
All I know is I don't have to enlist and go anywhere and do anything about it.
The only people dying in wars are people Rob saw breaking up with each other at a Whataburger.
Also, what about the war on poverty? What about all the poor people that can't even afford to go to your KISS show, Gene Simmons?
He doesn't care about
They
Or
don't
your
have
kiss
it.
keychains.
what London looked
Yeah.
like 60 years
Oh,
ago.
my grandmother used to hide in buildings from the Blitz. I mean, you can't imagine it.
And now
this
she
is the
hides in
best-
buildings from her fucking
Yeah.
grandson coming to visit. No.
She has an air raid siren in her kitchen when his caller ID triggers her phone. Here's reverse Google alerts
Unemployment
to
in
stay
the
away from
United
Piers Morgan.
States is the lowest it's been in 50 years,
Yeah.
50. The economy is, when I rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange at their behest,
Humble brag. At their
the dollar's
behest.
about 8,000. It's almost 27,000 to
I love when people talk about like the stock market is so up.
Well, the
How-
people talking about are rich people. Who it
Exactly,
actually
like
matters to.
who does this matter? Like this only affects such a small population of the world. It's such what does that mean? That people are still getting paid shit wages, you know? So fucking
That's
hard.
why stocks are
people-
high, because the
not-
companies are keeping the money.
I make great wages, Robert. Don't worry about them.
working, more people are making more money, unions are more powerful.
What?
Women-
So let me ask you, G, because you and I met on,
Jackie Mason is more popular than ever. This is a
on
good
Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, who won
and
that?
I won that, yeah. So you were the one I was worried about, so I was very pleased to see you leave. But let me ask you, on a wider point, Donald Trump was the host of that
Just the
show. When
height
you
of
and I were
comedy.
sitting there
So
in that
entertaining.
boardroom, I mean, I don't know about you. I'd never imagined he would actually end up president. Did you? What do you think? How do you think he's doing?
I didn't, quite honestly, I didn't think of the presidency, but it takes a certain personality, certain DNA to go anywhere and do anything. When you really think
What?
about it,
So
Arnold
deep.
Schwarzenegger.
Just to like leave the
Aussprechen
house, he means?
Well, he did leave his DNA all over Jeffrey Epstein's private plane.
Ugh,
Oh snap!
gross.
in Deutsch. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's from Österreich, from Austria, the fact that he became with a
Oh, he's like Varg. The way Varg says Burzum.
Yeah.
He says Austria.
You notice how it's always certain words that they enunciate, the ones that are scary.
to go anywhere
Mark's
and
music
do
and
anything.
political
When you
views
really
are better.
think about it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, ich kann aussprechen ein bisschen Deutsch. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's from Österreich, from Austria, the fact that he became with a difficult sounding name, the biggest bodybuilder, then the biggest star on earth in movies, although he couldn't pronounce English words well, and then the governor of California, the fifth largest economy on planet Earth, ahead of the UK, just California.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And then could have been president, except that he wasn't born in America.
So then he couldn't have been
Politics has
president. Okay.
forever changed, whether you like it or not. This president has changed it. I understand this thing. It's a New York street fighter. If you say, what are
I
you
love that
looking at?
his
You
like
look-
bracelets are dangling into the mic.
Yeah, they're all like it in New York.
Politics are over. Now this guy is
Yep.
just saying, I don't care what my guys are saying. Did you just say something
Yeah.
bad about me? I'm coming after you.
Well, you have a big birthday coming up, and
I'll be
What a transition.
Dude, he is such a dick. I interviewed him for an hour. And it
Gene
was
Simmons?
Wow, how
my-
did you bear listening to him talk for an hour?
the skin crawled off my body. And he was there to promote that he had just opened a fucking casino. And I go, in all honesty, oh, is it the casino? And he goes, no. And I went, it's the one thing you didn't put kiss on? It starts with the cuss sound? And he's like, we wouldn't call it that.
What is it
Seriously?
called?
I don't just like something casino and resort.
Oh, like it's not non-Kiss branded.
Yeah.
He didn't want to cut Paul Stanley in on it. That's
Yeah.
why.
Of all the things he starts, he doesn't do the casino?
That's fantastic.
Why would we do that?
Yeah.
And then he like immediately fired his assistant for not coming up with that. Like the second he left your show.
It's called Rock and Brews Casino Resort.
Oh, so it's just like the dumb restaurant. So it is. Paul Stanley is involved.
Noah, that is the new name. It was originally the Vitzino. But we changed it at the last minute.
The what?
Vitz, Chaim Vitz.
Oh.
Come on. Keep up.
Sorry.
Oh, I see you interviewed him on SDR.
Yes, I sat in for Big J on SDR.
How lucky. How lucky for you.
It was
Did he take any jokes at all on that
no,
show?
every
Nothing?
joke just fucking right. It was like a bulletproof glass.
Ugh.
It was, it was like trying to buy liquor store, trying to buy booze in the hood. There was just like 8 inches of glass
Yeah.
in between me and him.
Probably for the best. He
Well-
might have tried to touch you.
Well, I want to hear Paul Stanley sell us on this restaurant. The Rock and
Lisa
Brew.
Hart is rocking out all morning with a brand new restaurant in Chesterfield. Let's go ahead and see what she's cooking up.
So the thing about casinos and restaurants, I just do snaggleputs for Paul Stanley.
Yes, it works.
Exit stage kiss.
I'm here at Rock and Brews in Chesterfield for the official grand opening with, yes, the Rock
This guy,
legend,
whose
Paul
name I
Stanley.
forgot.
Could you introduce yourself,
Can you
sir?
please move the teleprompter faster so I can see his name?
You see, the thing is, they put the quarter in the slot machine, then they pull the lever, and then we get to keep their quarter.
It's an amazing setup.
Yes, the Rock legend, Paul Stanley. We've even got Gene Simmons here too. He's just chowing down proof that there really is something about
Wait,
the
hold on a
food here
second.
at Rock and Brew.
She introduced Paul Stanley as the Rock Legends, and then she goes, and we even have Gene Simmons. So that, like, so he's not a Rock Legend? It's
Well,
like
I
a-
think
like a
she's saying
snub?
both of them are Rock legends. Like we even have both of them. Can you believe we scored both members of
What town is this in?
St. Louis?
Didn't say rock legend.
Also, I want to say Simmons went to town on a burger, and he has like mayo on his lip.
Yeah, he just took an inhuman bite of a burger.
And we even have Gene Simmons, and then they panned him because he wasn't in the shot, and he's like mimicking a burger. Then he's like, "Oh shit, what am I gonna do? I guess I should eat this," and then just goes to town on it. And then here we are.
Paul?
Yeah, the food is off the hook. We make our own dough.
The food is
delicious. Some would
Food
call it
is off the
scrumdiddlyumptious.
Look, we make our own dough. By the way, we have amazing Bavarian pretzels.
I love those.
And the difference between us and any other place, we actually fly the dough in from Germany. So ours are the real thing with a great beer cheese.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's
If
nothing
anyone
like
doesn't like our Bavarian pretzels, put them all. Put them all. Come at me.
Our pizza, homemade dough. This is a barbecue chicken pizza.
Oh,
this is early morning, but even in the early morning,
Our bread was made in an oven in Germany, just like Gene's family.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Show's over. I mean, if Paul Stanley's digging in, I'm digging in. Why not?
we're digging it together.
Uh-huh. Okay. But the reason.
So the whole
Does
segment
he
is
have
just
his
them
hand on
eating
her
pizza.
thigh?
I know. I was
the
gonna
whole
say
time?
like
No.
his hand like in her butt crack.
Yeah.
See, his nearest hand is holding up the pizza pie, so he can't harass her. Yeah.
What about the other hand?
The other hand is pointing at the camera, doing like, "Hey, hey."
So he's
And
holding a whole pizza pie?
Yeah, and then and also
personal
eating a
pizza.
slice. It's a personal
And
pizza.
eating a slice.
Yeah.
Listen, one of the big things today for this.
Also, now she can't talk because she has a mouthful of pizza. This is
Did he cram it into her face for
Official
her?
grand opening.
Oh, that must have been a bite of
Gene's.
Gene's sister. Checking for gold fillings.
You guys do that. Now, all of your openings, you guys give a lot back to the veterans. Why? What is it with the veterans?
Why?
What is it with the veterans?
Well,
With these fucking veterans.
What is the deal with these veterans?
Look, people sometimes think that freedom is free, and it's only free for the people who don't have to pay the price. In our case,
What?
He's got a mouthful of pizza trying to explain
He's
freedom.
barbecue chicken pizza blind, Rob.
You can't
Come on.
expect him to chew that bullshit pizza and do platitudes.
He had to
correctly.
fly that fucking dough in himself from Germany. He was up all night, Robert. Now you expect him to get his lines right? Come on. He's only one man.
Also, you do pay for it, like literally in your taxes.
Yeah.
It goes like most of it goes to the fucking military.
We also got our furnishings for Germany. Gene's having a family reunion with the lampshade.
oh no. Look, my mom had to leave Germany, fled Germany.
Wow! They all just bring up the fucking Holland like it's like
Delicious.
Thing.
If it's good enough for Gene, it's good enough for me.
Let's go back a little.
Only free for people who don't have to pay the price. In our case, look, my mom had to leave Germany, fled Germany, went on to Amsterdam, finally made it to America.
She wasn't in the Holocaust. She just did a pyramid scheme over there. Scammed a lot of people.
Weren't so fortunate. The U.S. Army, the U.S. military has always gone in and saved other countries. When
Well,
those
all right.
people come back here after volunteering to go overseas, they don't get what they deserve.
So we're going to give
What does
him
that have to do with the
poison.
Okay, I
casino?
would like to note.
This is
So the
this is
shot
special.
just slowly panned out, and Gene is about 4 feet away, still eating the burger, staring into the camera.
The burger is now like halfway done, and his cheeks are filled with meat.
Is this over yet?
like a chipmunk.
Exactly.
But it just panned out, and
Exactly.
he's staring at the camera while eating.
It's a good burger.
Jewish frizzy-haired chipmunk.
Can be a great restaurant at the same time. Really enlighten people to their obligations to take care of the military, because the government always kind of fails in one way or another. These people volunteer to go over, they do everything, and then they come back and have to prove illnesses and all things like that. The fact is, it's not only the military that's impacted when they return, their wives, their husbands, their kids. We need to step up and
Offer them one free meal a day.
Yeah.
That's what they're stepping
Offer
up
them
with.
the food that gives them the illness that they have to then prove to the VA.
make sure we do what we can.
And a big thing here.
Sorry
you have
about
that
Iraq.
burger.
Do you like jalapeno poppers?
Oh my God.
Pretty good.
Well, it's a family show, but it's so good I swallowed.
Yeah, that's what you do with food.
This is from El Duderino. The shoestring fries taste like 80-year-old bootlaces.
And speaking of the ingredients that were in some of those food, guys, you use a lot of local ingredients too. When you bring these restaurants to the areas like St. Louis, you really do try.
Gene Simmons is about to tell her that the onion rings also double up as cock rings.
Oh.
This is a family show, but I stuck an onion ring on my dick.
It's funny hearing her trying to transition back from this heavy shit he's talking about back into like this fluff piece that they're doing.
I know this is a family show, but we have soft shell crab, and my wife did soft core porn.
I was the 8th guy coming on Sunny in that video.
Family show. Family.
It's a family show, but the mozzarella sticks are shaped after Ace Frehley's cock. Delicious.
They come in a brown sauce.
Try to get into the local culture here. You want to get that local heartbeat, and that's what I'm seeing here in this place today.
That's what it's about. Look, when we come in, we don't plunder a community. We become good neighbors. We become part of the neighborhood. We want to make everything better. We give checks to local charities. Today we'll be taking care of Fisher House, among others. We have to make sure that the places that we come into benefit from us being there because we benefit.
And guys, you're not stopping anytime soon. You have so many things going on, so many projects. And Gene, you guys, you still going? You're going to tour again coming up in May? Is that the word on the street?
We started in Moscow May 1st. We already did 40 cities in North America. We're having a ball. But if you want to have a ball, you're in St. Louis, come on down.
As I swallow this
Good
burger.
food. You guys are going to have to check it out. It really is delicious.
You know, it's great to plug your Moscow dates on Good Morning St. Louis.
We're gonna just book the flight from St. Louis to Moscow.
El Duderino said that he ate there, and he posted a picture of his burger in the chat, and it looks like a really difficult burger to eat on live TV.
What, are you trying to cover for Gene here?
No, I'm just like wondering why he would do that. There's a lot of like sauce on
Is
it.
it like jalapeno, like avocado, or
What is that? Yeah.
It's like a weird like green patty shaped thing.
It's our I want to rock and roll all night burger.
Is there an egg on it? It looks like an egg, maybe.
You know there's like a 97% chance that that burger exists on their menu.
No, why would we do that? That's stupid.
I was so mad. I thought it was such a slam dunk.
It was Zach. It's working here.
Yonder in the chat writes, I know this is a family show, but the fish taco reminds me of me fucking hookers backstage.
Oh.
But that was such a I know there's a family show, but I swallowed it. It's like, yeah, it's food. That's what you do with it.
Yeah.
It's the food at your own restaurant.
But
It should be swallowed.
Can you imagine how annoyed his entire family must be at his like shitty dad jokes, shitty inappropriate?
He's never
Like,
around.
Yes, Dad. Yeah, we get it, Dick. All right.
He saves that stuff for the cameras. He barely talks to his family. Come on.
Fair. Fair is fair.
Yes, thank you.
Duderino says it was subpar guacamole.
Much
But
like
he won't
their
go back.
career. Much like their career.
I could do that fucking voice all day.
That's great.
In other metal news.
How often do you get to do Snagglepuss in modern comedy? Thank you, Paul. Go ahead. Sorry, Rob.
Sorry. In other metal news, a couple was filmed engaging in oral sex during a Behemoth show. Apparently during the song Blow Your Trumpet, Gabriel. No, I'm just kidding.
Where was the
This
show?
was at Roskilde Festival
Where were they doing it? Like right in the middle of the
in
mosh pit?
Denmark. Yes, they were in the middle of the mosh pit.
Seriously?
So, yeah. And the guy is like singing along. He's got his horns up and his
You bet he does.
wonderful and his wonderful companion, she's on her knees servicing him. And then at the end of it, he gives her a nice kiss.
Aw.
Did he finish?
A snowball?
Wait, yeah, like did he finish in her mouth and kiss her?
Let's
Because then it's really. I mean, Why are you playing the video?
I'm watching it. Oh, it doesn't look like she's. He just lifts her up and kisses her. Like, wow, that's so great that you're blowing me in the middle of this wonderful festival.
Oh.
I mean, it's a festival, doesn't count.
What do you mean doesn't count?
It's a fest. I mean, it's free. It's you're telling me nobody got their dick sucked in any of the Woodstocks? We just didn't have camera phones.
Well, but it still counts.
Well, Darren was at a Woodstock.
Like you mean it doesn't count?
It doesn't,
like
it's not offensive.
Oh,
a big
I did
deal.
not have any sexual relations.
No, not you, but did you witness any people getting their dicks sucked?
I didn't. I was miserable for most of the time. Like I was just trying to stay dry and not have mud all over me, so I wasn't really observing the crowd too much. But I did not see.
Sorry. Oh, you're saying this isn't a family show?
Yeah, A, it's a festival. B, it's fucking behemoth. Like, go ahead, fucking go suck a dick.
No, Rob, it is a family show because she didn't swallow.
Oh, I see.
Good point.
Understood. Yeah, I agree. It's fine. It's
Let
fun.
he who has not been blown at a concert cast the first stone. Mind the self-indulgence.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I've never been blown.
Yes,
in
at a
public.
concert.
In public, though. What about in public?
I've just cut the first part off of that.
I've been blown in public.
I have not. No interest. We know Darren has.
Yeah,
so it wasn't
I
at a
mentioned
concert.
it on the
Yeah.
show, but it was it hard? It was hardly public.
Yeah,
there's
they
nobody
were- yeah.
around.
No, I mean, but like
outdoors.
outside of your apartment or
Yeah, have you
significant
had
other's
sexual
apartment.
relations at a concert? No, you have.
Oh, that's right, I have.
bathroom.
But it was before the concert started, right? Or was it during?
No, actually, it was at a festival, and
Once
it was
again,
during.
Were you on the
question?
seat?
Festival leads me to believe. Oh, I think I've heard this before.
What?
Porta potty?
Uh huh.
Oh, you pig.
But it was.
was it wet from Sid pissing on the seat before the show started?
Sid, there's no way Sid would have been at this festival.
See, I want to point out, Noah, when you previously told the story, you did not say that it was in the porta potty.
That's true.
Well, it's an outdoor.
No, that's a different story.
Wait,
Oh, there's multiple bathroom.
Yeah, you
scenarios?
definitely the one you told us was a bathroom at a. It
was like a backstage.
Yeah, you did not say the porta potty. So
I did.
tell us about
Yes,
the
I
porta
did,
potty.
and it was in the handicap one because that's the one that gets
'Cause he was
less
retarded.
views. He was retarded.
Wait,
He
the
had
handicap
access.
porta? There's a hand. Okay.
He had access to the handicap.
Yeah, he had the special key.
So what happened?
What do you mean what happened? I'm not retelling the story.
Why?
think you
You
ever
didn't
told
tell
us
this
on the
one on our
show.
show.
I
You
don't
told a
remember.
different
Yes,
one.
yes, I did.
You told 2 bathroom fucking stories.
Oh my god, how many?
I
how much
only
sex in
remember
the bathroom
one.
Did I have?
I only remember one.
Well, Zach knows it, so I must have told it last time. He was
No, you
Was
told
it
it
with
Can I
him?
be honest
Maybe
with
that's
you?
why.
You told it on a demo we did for something else.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry. I thought you told it on this.
God damn!
You
Noah,
told
this
it on a
burner-
demo we did.
Good material on other shows. Jeez.
Well, shows that didn't go to air.
And then you could have said it on here.
No, are you sure I didn't talk about doing it in the
I
porta
don't remember
potty
this at all.
Me neither.
at a festival
Which
a
festival?
long time ago? I'm not. I don't want to give the.
You don't have to
Specifics
say who it
maybe.
was. Just tell the story
Was it
without
the Tibetan
naming
Freedom
any
concert?
It was.
Ozfest.
She fucked
It
Adam
was
Yauch.
not Ozfest. It was just some guy that I met.
At that day?
That day?
I had met him previously through people that I knew, and
Was he in a band?
yes,
There we
of
go.
course.
A famous band?
Not really. Like
Okay.
they
Scale
were
of 1 to
famous
10.
enough to be on the bill.
Umbilical Google?
Unbelievable. Yes.
Don't make jokes because we're trying to actually fish for who the.
Yeah,
Band
we were
is.
just hanging out, and we started making out during the band that was playing, the main one. And then things got steamy, and we just kind of like went. And I don't remember what the line of thinking was because
The line of thinking was.
It's got to be a weird way to get a girl into a porta potty at a festival. Like, hey, I got a shit.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
They just
can't.
wink.
do you? So you don't remember the setup that like made you agree?
I can't imagine
Were you,
any
like,
scenario
already- were
where
you
being
making
in the
out
porta
already?
potty is better than being
Yeah.
outside of the porta potty.
Like, didn't one of you drive to the show? You couldn't have just gone to the car?
No, because that's like a lot of walking that you have to do. Like when you're just making out and you just want to like go fuck, you have to find a
Okay,
place
so,
to go
so there
do
was
it.
foreplay. You were making out in public, and then you were like,
It transpired into the. I got a question.
Yeah.
It was foreplay. You fingered her on a urinal first.
In what,
there was no urinal.
in what position were you engaging in the coitus?
Okay, so we only did it like we only did like a little bit. Like I blew him a little
Did you
bit.
have to kneel down in the porta potty?
I just
though?
like squatted.
Squatted. Your knees never touched the floor.
No. And then we just kind of, and then we went somewhere else.
Oh, so there was no sex.
To a second porta potty.
This one's no good.
It was like it was starting, and then we
I
were
see.
just like, okay, let's go and get
You
the
both
deed done.
came to your senses. What the fuck are we doing? At a porta
But then
potty?
where did you go?
I don't want to talk about it.
A real bathroom.
No,
Tour bus.
Then we went into a vehicle.
Okay.
Tour
and
bus.
We finished
Yeah.
it.
You fucked in the porta potty and you shat in the vehicle.
Is it the same?
That would be great if you ended up shitting at the tour bus.
We weren't supposed to.
And you fucked so hard the tour bus tipped over and landed right on Cliff Burton.
Oh!
Damn it, Noah. Finally got to the bottom of that
You don't
one.
know how close you are, Sid.
I have a pitch meeting
that
next
fucking
week.
black ice.
It's a show about Noah is a time travel device, but she just goes and murders different artists
through vigorous
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, only through fucking.
Wow.
Quantum leap.
I think that's awesome.
Wow.
I think that's great, Noah. Live your best life. Why not? You had the opportunity.
I mean, at that time, I went to that festival like with no plan. I had nowhere to stay. I
Never
was just
imagining you'd be in a porta potty blowing somebody.
not imagining I would be in a porta potty. Like I knew a couple of people who were going there, and I was
Rob
like,
wasn't there?
Rob was the lookout in front of the door.
Rob, I don't think he was there.
I mean, I was at the festival, sure,
You were, but
but like we weren't. We
didn't go there together.
We didn't go together, and like I was working it, and you weren't working. Like I was.
Well,
doing-
she was working it.
I was working in a different way.
Better than you were.
Oh yeah, and I had like a couple of coworkers that went.
Uh-oh.
And then I just was like, I want to try to do something without a plan, and then
Well, without
There you
plan B.
I mean, I found a place to sleep. I got laid. I got drinks and all
Use
that stuff
protection?
taken care of. Yes.
What's that?
I asked if she used protection.
None
These
at
guys all
first,
have
but
herpes.
You like one of those things you
What do
put
you
over
mean?
the
What do you
seat?
mean? None at first.
like when we first started, we did it, and then we were like, we should go and
Oh, I see. So there was there was some minor raw dogging.
I regret it. I'll tell you that part. Like
Uh-huh.
it should have been protected sex from
Well,
the beginning because I
they-
didn't know where this guy had been.
A
but-
porta potty.
Yeah.
Most recently.
Well, this is what happens when you are also like pretty drunk, so your inhibitions are lowered, and
yeah,
and
and
you
horny, like
Yeah.
really, really horny, and wanted to get laid.
Mhm.
Um,
And I mean, Buzz Osborne from the Melvins looks really good, so I can understand her.
it was
great hands, great hands.
I'm used to weird smells.
Oh my god!
Where the fuck is that from?
Remember that one?
From my nightmares. Jesus.
That's what I whispered to him before we walked off into the porta potty. That's how it happened.
And then he busted out a pretzel imported from Germany, and you were all his.
Mm.
This is Gene Simmons.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry, no.
Well, it's a great story.
No, it's fine. It was so long ago. And it's, I mean, like everyone has like a hookup, like a dirty hookup story. I think
There's always going to be duty.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up, I do want to get into a little bit of hate mail.
Okay, nice.
We have one from Israeli guy.
How's he doing?
that's Israeli guy for that.
Gene Simmons?
Yeah.
He says, "Happy late 4th of July. Here's a commercial from the 80s for McDavid. I think we talked about it once. It was way before McDonald's came to Israel. So McDavid is like an Israeli McDonald's knockoff.
Okay.
Let's.
Oh, you have to translate this.
Oh, we will.
Number 44, the quarterback from the Red Knights, is on his way downfield. Oh, the quarterback is knocked down at the 20-yard line. The Red Knights are in big, big trouble. Only 16 seconds left in the game, and the score is 20-15.
This is a commercial for a burger company.
In Israel?
Yes.
It's a tough.
When I think Israel, I think professional athletes.
Yeah, all the great Israelis in the NFL.
They're in their last huddle of what has been a great season. The Knights are feeling the pressure. They need one touchdown to win, and the clock is ticking away.
The cheerleaders has a bucket of McDavid.
You can feel the tension here in this stadium. Nobody is leaving.
Oh, one of the football players takes the bucket of McDavid onto the floor. What do you say? The field.
Yes, the floor.
Wow, Rob.
The football floor.
Rob is so butch.
Onto the floor.
He's put a burger and fries on the field.
The other team is distracted. They're licking
hungry.
their lips.
Like they see money.
I'm guessing it's not a cheeseburger.
Not a cheeseburger. Now the other team is just going for the burger. The team wins. The protagonist wins.
And this is a commercial or the plot to the sequel to Little Giants?
Let's hear the jingle.
Hamburger. Is their hamburger just like a regular Palestinian person?
Wait. Let's hear that last part.
Oh, okay.
McDavid, Hamburger Amerikai.
Hamburger Amerikai.
It's like they're calling it an American hamburger.
Makes sense. And we have a voicemail where we wind things down. Musica. Ze. All right, here's the other one.
Oh, I can hardly hear it.
Hello. Just let's not talk over it because it's
That's
very
how
hard.
it is, or is it
Yeah.
something wrong with the audio?
No, that's how it is. Something about rockets to Trump Tower. I didn't.
All right.
All right.
CIA, if you're listening, Secret Service,
Yeah.
we do not condone.
We didn't.
We don't like Trump, but we don't condone any violent acts.
And with that, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you, Zach Amico, for being on the show. You were
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate
excellent
it.
addition.
We should also say Zach has his own podcast that he just finished a season for, right?
Yeah, just started my new season. Zach Amico's Midnight Spook Show every Friday at midnight. GasDigitalNetwork.com. Comics, watching horror movies, B-movies, genre films, and any other piece of shit I feel like playing.
Oh. Capital Wrestling?
Capital Wrestling. iPay-per-view this Thursday on the Fight app. Our next taping is August the 11th in Nashville with Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Jack Swagger.
Awesome.
You can follow us on Twitter, MI Livecast, or on Facebook. Pick up some merch. We'd really appreciate it. All the money goes back into the show. Metalinjection.net/livecast merch is the website. And of course, our main website, metalinjection.net/livecast. You can stream the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Play, everywhere. Fine podcasts are downloaded. We'll see you next week.
Won't be long till I see you guys again.